Hey Aquarius, this is Alicia with Twisted Tarot, here to do your February 2019 through March, the first half of March 2019 Twin Flame Tarot reading. Thank you everyone for all your likes, shares, subscribes. You guys are awesome. You have made my channel just amazing since I've been out in November. We're now at over 600 subscribers, so yay, thank you guys. You're awesome. Just wanted to say I'm really sorry that these videos are out extra late this month. As most of you know, my grandfather passed away, and I was out in Colorado. I got horribly sick on my flight out there, and so I'm still recovering, if you can't tell, from being sick, and I'm not 100%, but I'm just working hard to get these videos out for you guys. So thank you for your patience, and so we're gonna do 2 videos for you guys. We'll do this one that goes through the middle of March, and then we'll go from the end of March for your next video. So thank you so much for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments. You're amazing. It is a general reading, guys, so take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, check your moon, your sun, your rising, or your rising, or your Venus signs, not your sun. That is this is that. So in the first video you saw, this was your energy. In this video it is your twins energy. I break them up into 2 videos because they are very long. If you need a personal reading from me, I don't just do twin flames. The link is in the description box below, and it'll take you to my website. It's on Facebook, where you can view my rates. Also, if you don't have Facebook, or you don't use Facebook, whatever the case is, you can email me at twistedtarot@gmail.com for my rates, and I can send them to you. What else? If it's reversed, take it that way. I'm pulling in a lot of energy, a lot of messages, and they do tend to reverse themselves. I have watched other readers, and that has happened to me, so keep that in mind. That does happen. All right, so I'm going to chime my chime and clear out the energy, and then we're going to get straight into your reading. So if you're wearing headphones, you might want to take them off. It could get kind of loud. Awesome. Okay. So if you saw the first video, you know that the twin sign you could be dealing with, if your twin sign did not come out here, does not mean that this reading cannot be for you. It could be more relevant for those signs that it did come out with. But it's general, guys. So again, take what resonates, leave the rest. So signs you could be dealing with, you could be dealing with another Aquarius. Beautiful. Could be dealing with another Taurus. Or a Capricorn. We got Taurus heavy in this reading with the Empress. Could also be dealing with Virgo here. We have a lot of Earth in the reading. We also had the Knight of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay, so those could be relevant from that first video. Okay, all right, let's get you rolling. What's your first card? You have the Leader. Sun. It is ruled by the sun. Could be dealing with a Leo. Okay. I lead from the heart. So for a lot of you on this side, you're a leader, that you kind of take the lead when it comes to your friends, when it comes to your profession, when it comes to your life in general, that you lead the way. And you may recently have just seen a lot of geese come out. So this is really beautiful, just like flying everywhere. When I was in Colorado, it was like geese city everywhere. So you may be seeing a lot of these. They may be leading you in the right direction. Kind of, I think they go away for the winter and they come back. So very beautiful energy here. So this is characterized by someone who has confident, brilliant, purposeful, courageous, committed, authentic, positive, inspiring, passionate, empowered, visionary, vital, integrous, and trustworthy. So very beautiful energy, you guys. A lot of confidence here. Could be getting, you both have the sun in each side of your reading, and you kind of mirror each other here on this energy. So that's beautiful. All right, then we have the number 12, which would go down to 3. Say yes to your higher calling. Be a human exclamation mark. All right, this is from a new deck. It's called the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. Let's see what they have to say about this card. The big question is whether you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. Joseph Campbell. Pack lightly, bring only the most essential so you can be free to embrace each new moment with wide open arms, heart, mind, body, and soul. Life is a conveyor belt of never-ending blessings, and you can say yes to it all. Then when it is time for you to release and move on, you can do so with pleasure and gratitude. Deeply appreciate all your belongings, yet recognize that you aren't intrinsically attached to them. Appreciate all the experiences and defining moments displayed in your personal Hall of Fame and shame, but also know they are not who you are. Release them willingly to make room for new experiences. Feel the butterflies and sensations of love well up within you, and trust that saying yes to the beckoning winds will lead you to the perfect people, places, and situations for your maximum soul growth. You are ready. Okay, so this is a lot of information here, but what I'm feeling like for you, again, it is this mirrored energy. So it's going on this journey, this twin flame journey, and your journey to your higher calling. So your spirit is calling, your higher self is calling you to a higher path in life and to raise your vibration. And so they want you to say yes to as many experiences as possible and get yourself out there, and not to be so possession obsessed. That tends to happen with earth signs, and it's not a judgment, it's just an observation. They tend to be very material, or can be, not all, can be materialistic. So they're talking about kind of letting go of that idea that your belongings are going to somehow fulfill you. But what they're saying is that these personal experiences are more important, and people and traveling and this higher calling that you're going on is a very beautiful energy here. I'm so sorry, I forgot that we have mutual energy between you and your twin. So we have the Four of Swords reversed. So I needed to give this card at the beginning. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm feeling like here y'all need a lot of rest, if you haven't already. If you have, you may be out socializing and feeling pretty good about yourself, feeling confident, sexy, stable, looking very fertile for some of you. And this is the type of card that I'm feeling like it's also in the traditional tarot, either upright or reverse. It always means basically the same thing. It's like a timeout. It's like, okay, you need to take some rest. And for some of you, it's bed rest because it was clarified by the Empress here. So Empress talks about pregnancy, growth, fertility, balance, abundance. So for some of you, it could be that you're pregnant and they're going to put you on bed rest because you don't want to miscarry your child, or you're worried about miscarrying a child, or you already did. So I'm sorry if you have experienced this. I'm very sorry for your loss. Others of you, it's just talking about growth and being in the Empress energy like I just described her. So it's very beautiful energy here. It's almost like you can't be in her energy until you rest. So they're like, come on, get your rest so that you can be, so spring's coming so you can look and feel your best. And so you can give more to this connection as well. So you may need to just take a time out. Take extra naps, go to the spa, self-care. Self-care is another one. Okay, next card we have is Winter. We have reflection, transition, and release. Excuse me. So I'm feeling like in Winter specifically that they're wanting you to take a look within, to reflect on some of the lessons that you've learned, to release anything that your thought process or anything around you that no longer serves you anymore, or any lower vibrational things, but that you're going through like a big transition during winter. That's really beautiful. So let's see what I have another book. Okay. Let's see what the book says about this card. It's a very beautiful card here. I think I've picked it one other time for a personal reading recently. But this card is asking you to take a moment to retreat inside to discover the truth about the matter at hand and what steps you need to take. Very, very mirrored energy. You and your Aquarius are very mirrored here, you guys. Do not move into action. It is time to draw your energies inward for introspection and reflection. Keep any plans or projects you are thinking about on the shelf. Winter heralds the dying off of that which does not serve you. The leaves of a tree are shed in order to make room for spring's buds. You too need this rest time to release the old. With this release, you allow the new to bloom when the timing is right. Additional meanings. Archangels associated with this card are Haniel, Heramiel, and Jophiel. You might want to look them up. The old is dying off. Allow the time needed for this transition. Incubate your plans, ideas, and energy until it's the best moment to share them. Yeah, they don't want you to make any rushed moves or any moves currently. So if you've got something you want to debut or a project that you're ready to launch, they want you to wait possibly till spring is what it's saying. It says work with the crone or sage aspect of yourself in order to impart wisdom and compassion and truth. Enjoy a life review. Reflect back on your past to appreciate the lessons you've gained. Yeah, that's very beautiful, you guys. Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I felt from that card. Next card we have is the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so this right now is possibly a lack of communication here. It could be messages that are sent that are not received, or emails or phone calls, or just in general not willing to communicate, or maybe somebody's blocking out those messages that you're sending to them. It's communication, it's fiery, it's passionate, could be a fire sign or have fire in your chart over here. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here. But we'll clarify these here because I do that all at the end. So interesting. And again, maybe not communicating until you know exactly what you're going to say, or when the time is right is what I'm seeing for some of you. Next card is bound. Okay. So you may feel bound to a situation. You may feel like you cannot communicate, or someone's blocking out your communication, but you're still bound to that person, or this, or it makes you feel bound. Like it's almost like you want to communicate, or somebody wants to communicate with you, because they feel a very strong connection between the two of you. So you may be feeling, or your boss or someone around you makes you feel like you have to respond to that text message like right away, and you're like, whoa, calm down, and you feel like bound to your phone, or bound to this communication, or a lack of communication that's not coming through, and you may be like, well, I'm still got to be here anyways. Like I'm still tied to this either way. So it may be making you kind of feel a little crazy about that a little bit right now. Interesting. We have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Okay, so yeah, this energy is going to transform and change. We're looking at caterpillars turning into butterflies because of the spring. I feel like in the spring, this energy is going to shift for you guys. Next card you have is a twin flame message for your twin is no other compares to you. Of course. All right, next card we have is the Mystic, symbolized by Ketu. I am spiritually wealthy. This talks about spirituality. This talks about the same energy that I am in when I give you my readings. It's mystical, it's metaphysical, it's psychic, it's etc. And this is exactly what this card symbolizes here for a lot of you. So you may have these traits, and you may have the same abilities as I do. So that talks about being spiritual, sensitive, unconventional, transcendent, intuitive, introverted, illuminating, artistic, ingenious, intense, imaginative, innovative, revolutionary, rebellious, and mysterious. Ooh, beautiful energy, guys. I love that. Okay, hold on. Put your butt in here. Stop your barking. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So you are spiritually wealthy, and you are seeking spirituality for some of you, and trying to figure out what your higher calling is and to say yes to it. And that's another characteristic that I'm feeling for your energy here. It's very beautiful. Okay. Whale of a Time. The number 25, so that may be relevant to some of you, or the number 7. That's what it's can be reduced to. Your charge is to enlarge. Okay. Maybe you guys have a spirit animal that is a whale. I see lots of birds on this side. Both of the Mystic and the Leader all have birds. that are coming out very strongly for this. So it could be spirit animal for you guys as well. So it could be a type of bird. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Joseph Campbell. The message. Most people think of the belly of the whale stage of the hero's journey as a dark night of the soul, but it doesn't have to be. Again, you guys are mirroring each other. So on Aquarius' side, you have the dark night of the soul, and now it's talking about the dark night of the soul on the twin side. So that's really interesting, you guys. You guys are mirrored in so many different ways here between the two of you, which is not surprising because twins mirror each other. The key to finding joy in your connection with the whale aspect, whether you are in its belly or outside admiring it, is twofold. You have the ability to go with the flow and the potential to own your power. When you contemplate the nature of this loving ancient being we call whale, envision swimming with it and receiving its wisdom and love. You are reminded that you are sovereign, wild, and free. The whale is here to remind you that whenever you find yourself in a challenging circumstance, your charge is to enlarge. Your mandate is to become a heart space so large that all the world can fit within it, i.e., all parts of you and all parts of humanity with nothing left out. In the belly of the whale, you're reminded to stop resisting and instead open and allow the diversity of life and the entire ocean of emotion of all sentient beings to be celebrated and loved. Okay, so they're talking about challenges can be overcome by your heart space. May want to do a heart chakra meditation. If you're feeling blocked in that way right now, if you're feeling blocked in your ability to connect with others, if you're feeling like you're in a dark night of the soul, you may be asked to just go with the flow at this time and just realize that this is changing. So a change is coming. This is not always the way it's going to be, you guys. Next card is passed over loved ones, comfort, forgiveness, support. So somebody may have passed away, or they are those that have passed. This may be why you're in the dark night of the soul for some of you. Others of you, it could be because there's comfort. You're needing this comfort, forgiveness, and support right now from others that have passed over. It could be that someone passed over and loved ones that have already passed are now kind of gathering to support you during this time frame. And this has happened in the winter time. So they're talking about that this definitely is an energy here that they are giving you comfort and support, though, you guys. And you may have to forgive someone, yourself, or the person who's passed over in order to heal from this for some of you. That's beautiful. And we have the Four of Wands. Okay, so this could have been somebody in your family dynamic here, but I'm feeling like this is a relationship, possibly a stable commitment, where you have a home. You may be doing renovations on your home in the spring, and maybe that you're not communicating. This is like somebody like trying to communicate with you, I believe, or you're trying to communicate with them about wanting a stable commitment, or that you have it. Maybe you're not communicating with this person because you're in another commitment. So it's possible that you're not communicating with your twin because you're in a relationship and it's stable and solid and has a good foundation currently. So that's very possible that that's what it's talking about. Could just be talking about family commitments. You may just have a lot of commitments within family right now that you're trying to take care of. Okay. And this is a fresh new start. So it's right next to bound. So I feel like a lot of you don't feel like you can have this fresh new start here. And it may be with your twin. It could be with someone else. Could be a family member possibly. But I'm feeling like that you may be bound to someone and it's preventing you from having a fresh new start. Or they're bound to you and it's like, okay, well, we can't have this fresh new start because you may be going through the dark night of the soul. It could be your twin here because we have that on your side and your twin side. So it could be like, you're like, oh my gosh, until you get out of this energy, we can't have this fresh new start. Like there's no way because, you're going down this rabbit hole. And either way, we're bound to each other, but nothing can start new. And I feel like this is that spring energy that I still see, that this fresh start could happen in spring, but there has to be some type of change in your twin flame dynamic for that to take place. Next card, broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. So it's possible that you wanted a fresh start with somebody, but their wish or your wish couldn't be granted in this area. And it could be really hard because you feel bound to this person or they feel bound to you, and you may not be communicating with them. It's very possible that your family is like, don't communicate with this person. We don't like them. You're already married or you're already in a commitment. Don't worry about that other person. And so that's very possible that's where that wish isn't going to be granted because of the dynamic between the two of you. And if you're both in this dark night of the soul, because a lot of this is mirrored, this wish can't happen right now. For a lot of you, you cannot come together with your twin right now, but something may transform in the spring. Next twin flame message we have for your twin is, I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. So this person on this side, sorry y'all. So this person on this side, your twin, is really receiving messages and synchronicities, and they cannot ignore them anymore. That it's obvious that this is that you're their twin, or that something's going on spiritually, and that they need to pay attention. All right, next card is the Great Nurturer, symbolized by the moon. So it could be dealing with a Pisces here, or a Cancer, or somebody with you may have Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio in your chart. This talks about they could be a mother over here. They could be very tied to their family, or they could be a single mother for some of them too. So it's very possible. Or just in that energy, that feminine energy of taking care of others. So it's symbolized by, it says, I give and receive nourishment. Okay. So this is the type of person that gives and receives compassion, love, in all forms. So you need a snack, they got a snack. You need a drink, they got a drink. You need an ear to talk to, they've got that too. So you need somebody to hold your hand, and in a surgery, that's that person. So it is symbolized by someone who's motherly, nurturing, devoted, loving, wise, empathetic, compassionate, abundant, generous, receptive, emotional, inclusive, supportive, and stable. Those also talk about earth signs to me. So someone with water and earth as well. And also could have Leo, because we do have the sun here. Or, right. Okay, the thin veil, let go and let glow, 36. Could be the number 9 for some of you if you break it down. All right. Let's see what the hero's journey has to say about that. This is a newer deck. That's why I'm reading from the book. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Anais Nin. There is a special relationship between death, dreams, and meditation. These states reside on the other side of the veil, where perception widens and dimensions that always existed are suddenly accessible and in plain view. When you firmly identify with the ordinary world of the tangible and three-dimensional, it makes sense to resist crossing through the veil because of its perceived association with loss, destruction, or annihilation. And we have destruction here on the other side, you guys. Yeah. So it's like trying to get through to this. I feel like you're trying to get through to your twin. And you're trying to break through the veil. Maybe try to communicate between the two of you. But I feel like now is definitely not the time, because you guys are both going through I believe, a dark night of the soul. You carry multidimensional wisdom to the ordinary world to remind everyone that they too have access to this heavenly elixir. When tragedy strikes or a nightmare happens, and you are catapulted from your comfy, cozy world across the veil and into the extraordinary realm, you no longer need to fight the transition. Rather, be grateful for the opportunity to deepen and live into more of your potential. So, saying yes to your higher calling earlier, a whale of a time, and this thin veil, all seem like a very spiritual journey for this side, you guys. So I feel like you're going through an awakening or a process of awakening here. And the thin veil may also have to do with the Passover loved ones. So you may be getting messages and guidance through them. Somebody may have, again, I feel like in this side may have passed, and you are now getting signs and symbols from them that they're here and that they're helping you through this hard time. I feel like this is why you're in the dark night of the soul, is that you've lost somebody. And your twin, their Aquarius side, they're picking up on that, and they're in their own too. So if you both have lost somebody, it's very possible that you mirrored that crazy. That could be exactly what's going on. You both could have lost someone. So if for those of you that haven't lost anyone and that's not the case, they're just talking about that your gifts are kind of thinning the veil. So you're actually able to see beyond what the 3D and into the 4D, 5D, etc. And you're able to kind of move into those higher realms. And you have the same gifts as I do. So it's very beautiful. We have Dolphin. Talks about cosmic consciousness, breath, and sacred geometry. So it talks about working with sacred geometry. So that could be anything from like an adult coloring book to making your own mandala to working with sacred geometry in jewelry making and beading and crocheting. All those things can be relative to helping you de-stress. Also, breath work is really important here. Will help you connect with your spiritual side in this cosmic consciousness that you have with the higher realms. So it's very beautiful and listening to your higher self. Next card is the Four of Cups reversed. Okay. So I'm feeling like, when these are upright, it's almost like the divine is handing you this cup. And the guy's like sitting there cross-legged in the typical traditional tarot, and he's kind of like uninterested in this cup that they're showing him. And it's like, he's just kind of rejecting this cup. For some of you, it may have been rejecting a love offer here. I'm feeling like these cups have all spilled. And so it's almost like none of the opportunities that you thought were maybe something did not pan out emotionally. And you're kind of maybe withholding your emotions, or they are... I feel this card is just about loss. I feel like it's a loss of self. I feel like it's actually a loss of an actual person in your life. I feel like it could also just be the loss of your twin for some of you. That the connection, because you feel like you both are in this dark place. Maybe it's like you're crying over that, and you're just realizing that, like, where's this divine gift in this? Maybe you're like, where the hell is it? Like, come on, divine. If it's so divine, if it's so great, then why the hell do I feel like this? I feel like it's just sadness. Yeah, okay. I think you feel like this person's not going to return to you, and that's you're just like, what am I fighting for? Like, what am I even, like, why am I even caring anymore? Like, here, why am I even caring anymore about this person? They're not returning right now, and they're not showing me that they're going to return. And maybe it's just like you've given up. It's very possible for some of you just given up on the idea that someone's going to return and that you guys can have a fresh start. And yet you're bound by this person. So you're bound by your twin or bound by this person, and this fresh start and this return are both upside down. It's like nothing's getting off the ground with them. And I think it's because currently it's just, you're focused on your family and your stability and your own life, which is beautiful, and getting things together. But it's almost like on the outside, it's like it's this sense of loss and this lack of communication or not receiving communication that's kind of bound you up into this withdrawal. I feel just somebody withdrawing, just like on the Aquarius side. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. But yeah, I think that they're trying to point your dreams or something. They're trying to they're pointing at this return. So it's like, this is what it is now, but this is not what it's going to be in the future. But it's warning you that there's something coming in the future that could become a problem for you. It could be with this person. When they try and return, you may not have this fresh start, and that could be the problem that you're seeing, and the wish that you're having for them to return or for this fresh start just doesn't pan out But there's a change coming, some kind of change, and definitely some kind of there'll be some type of resolution to the communication, and maybe it's just telling you that to focus on yourself. And I'm never gonna not say that in my videos, you guys. You know how I am. It's almost like saying, like, keep an eye out for your growth. And if you cannot, you cannot control the other person and what they're doing and how this connection is right now. So it's almost like, withdraw into yourself and do the work on you right now, because it's no use to try and reach out to this person continuously, because I don't feel like they're going to be receptive, and I don't feel like you're feeling that receptive either. So it's not like you're going to be, I don't see you reaching out either. I see that this is a very much energy where you're like, okay, I got to focus on what's important, and that's my family, and that's taking care of me and my family. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, let's see what this finger is. Let me get some more information about what this problem in the future could be. They're not easy to even shuffle. Let's see. Unsuccessful plans. Okay, so something doesn't work out the way that you thought it was going to, possibly. I'm really sorry, you guys. And maybe that's that fresh new start and that person returning. So you may have had plans with this person, and they're telling you that it's possible that those plans will never come to fruition. And I'm super sorry. That's just the energy now. It doesn't mean that it's not going to change. We all have free will, and this is always changing. Every day, this energy changes. So, and, so keep that in mind. So that's not saying, oh my gosh, the end is near and nothing that can happen to make those plans be successful. That's not true. It's just this current energy right now. All right, so let's get some clarification on the Page of Wands reversed here. Why is the Page of Wands reversed? Emperor. Okay. Could be dealing with an Aries. So it feels like this person feels like it's a mind game. It's a power struggle. It's like they're not communicating with you on purpose, and they know that, and they're kind of taking their sweet time. And they may be feeling, again, I know this is the Emperor upright, but I'm feeling like for this Aries specifically, that when they do communicate, they're being nasty. Like, this communication is not nice. It probably comes in and it's probably like a bunch of crap, and then they ghost or something like that. And it's kind of like this energy that I'm feeling like here. This Emperor they're coming upright, but I'm feeling them like this. Like, they're arrogant, they're egotistical, they're aggressive, and they're like throwing their weight around. And this is why you feel bound to this person, is because they're just playing head games, just mind games. I feel like they're not even being serious about and it's almost like they may have blocked communication with you as well. So it's for some of you that's the case, or for you have blocked communication with them. And I don't care how they are showing like this, they're pissed off about that. That's bullshit. Like, this person is showing up in their narc mode, okay? They want to be seen upright, but we know better. So, thank you. All right, why is the Four of Wands here? All right, so with this Four of Wands here and the Seven of Cups, I feel like that it could be related to this fresh start. So maybe you thought you would have a fresh start, and you'd be a happy family with a happy family, or you're working on your family, and it looks like you were maybe possibly There were some delusions about coming together as a family, or some illusions about that, and maybe some false promises here is what I'm hearing from this card, because it doesn't feel like truthful information. It feels like this person may have offered you this beautiful, happy family life and this stability, but it never got off the ground, or that's what they're telling you, but it's just not happening. It's just not happening, and it's just causing frustration. And I feel like you're looking at other options. So you're like, okay, well, I'm taking care of my own family and my own life. For some of you, this is the way it resonates for you. It's just like you're taking care of your own life, you're taking care of your own family. But you know you have options out there. Like, you know that you could move, you could travel, you could see what is in those other cups. You may be looking outside of the home for love and affection, and this could have led to an affair, possibly for some of you. And it could have been why, this connection, why there was a lot of destruction in this connection, or why someone's not returning. Is if you're in a family dynamic, you can't have a fresh start when you're committed. Maybe you're committed to someone else. So, but you have some options here. You have different options. And I feel like they make you feel like you're an option. Like, you're not, like, it's almost that dynamic as well. That emperor energy could make you feel like you're just an option. And you guys may have a family and they just keep coming in and out, or just they're not serious about settling down with you. And you're like, but this is what I want, but this is what I need. Excuse me. And if they left, it's possible that they left. I'm sorry, that's awful. Okay, why do we have the Four of Cups reversed? We have the Chariot. Because you're moving on from this, and you should. It's that I was talking about reconciling between black and white and seeing the gray, and not being not getting caught in the either or type of dynamic with this person or with this situation. And for a lot of you, it's just like, it's these cups are spilled, and now it's time to move on from that energy. It's kind of like, this actually falls like it's going towards that energy. So it's very possible that this hasn't happened yet. And you have to move on because this person may not return to you. And so it's just like, okay, well, you can mourn and take care of your emotions and things like that. But it's at some point you got to either move away from this sadness and move forward with your life and try and heal. That energy could also be dealing with a Cancer here. We don't have Cancer. Okay. But yeah, Cancer here. So yeah, it's very interesting energy here. So, I hope this makes sense to you guys. It's a little scattered over here on the clarifiers, but I'm trying to give as many messages as possible. All right. So, your fortune card, you have Mountain. Okay, so you could be traveling again to a different country, or you could be traveling in general. It could be backpacking, could live in the mountains. It's a very beautiful area. I just came from Colorado, so awesome. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. Okay, so yeah, you've got some kinks to work out, some challenges here. There is a warning of a problem where some plans may not come to fruition, and a wish may not be granted about a fresh new start. You could have a family with this other person. You could also be pregnant and have a family with this person, and maybe trying to figure out other options about where you may want to move with this person, or you may want to move just in general. So if you are married to your twin, or you're in a family dynamic with them, you could also be looking at other options because you may be unhappy in this commitment for some of you. So, and if you're dealing with an Aries who's just kind of aggressive, could be a father figure that causes a lot of, who's irritated, or their communication is very negative. That could be also coming out here. So it doesn't have to be your twin, but somebody with Aries in their chart as well. And we have Cancer over here as well. So kind of moving forward, moving on, and kind of embracing your higher calling and saying yes to as many opportunities as possible on this side, you guys. All right. Thank you. Oh, wait, we have one more card. Twin flame message. I wish I could take back the things I said. Okay. So there may have been something that you said to them, said to your twin, that maybe really hurt them, or information that was given. And for some of you, you wish that you could take that back. So, all right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for staying with me through your twin side, and I will see you for your second half of March for your readings. Take care.